Hey everybody, this is Ryan with Enos Creative, and today we have an exciting case study with one of our most successful clients, Tonya K. Tonya and I have collaborated on several pinup photo shoots over the years, and together we ideated and Enos Creative executed thematic visual effects for a music video that Tonya directed called Moonrise. And Tonya also happens to drive one of the most iconic classic luxury cars ever built, a gorgeous 1965 Buick Riviera. If you need social content, design, VFX, or photography for your brand, click the link below to schedule a free brand audit with me. For now, we're going to be diving deep into some of our past projects together. So Tonya, could you tell everyone a little bit about your background, your businesses, and what you do?
Hi, yeah, I'm Tonya Kay, and I am an actress. I am on camera talent, a professional dancer, a host, and I also produce and direct film and TV. So I create, I write, I costume, I cast, I choreograph, and direct those other things as well.
And I kind of just touched on it, but what kind of projects have we worked on together from your perspective?
Ryan and I have worked on some of my favorite projects ever, including, most importantly, my company Pinup Pole Show. So I created a brand, a company, Pinup Pole Show. It was a classic car pinup and burlesque extravaganza where classic car owners in Southern California would come together at our venue. We would have a mini kind of car show where the models just streamed out and my performers just streamed out, all done up. And photographers like Ryan would help us by capturing beautiful photos. Now, we've done some impromptu photo shoots, just like that, live, amazing, fun photo shoots. And Ryan's work is always top of the line. It's always so impressive. It's easy for me to pick through the photos because you take photos and you've got hundreds of photos maybe coming back to you. And it's easy for me to pick through these photos and make my selections because everyone is so gorgeous. So it's really just easy. It's like throwing the dice and there they land and it's a perfect photo. Cars and models. We have done staged photo shoots, which are really cool. It's when we get together and we intentionally put together a photo shoot to make the cars look beautiful, to make the background, the location, and the models look gorgeous. One time we did one in the Hollywood Hills. And we woke up at the crack of dawn and we got out there with these mansions and beautiful homes around us. And we had 5 gorgeous models and performers. And that photo shoot turned out so magnificent. Like it was a challenging photo shoot to get because we were so early in the morning. We wanted that beautiful light that happens with sunrise. And we had to be quiet because of where we were and how early it was. And they turned out perfectly, so much so that Downbeat Drag magazine featured our photos as the centerfold and the feature article. We had many photos in it, but one in particular was like me, and it was the centerfold for the entire issue of the magazine. And another thing that we've done together, we did casual and modern pinup kind of photos with classic cars at the All GM car show. And that's where I brought my 1965 Buick Riviera. It's purple, it's gorgeous. And Ryan is so portable and so ready to shoot in a situation like that. He had his portable lights. He was not afraid to get on the ground and get the best angle. It was really stunning, the photos that turned out. And otherwise, you've got people walking around with their iPhones, and iPhones take great photos. I'm not saying they don't, but right next to me is like an iPhone photo car. And here I am getting these spectacular, like editorial quality photos right next to people that are like, wow, how did you get that photo? We were right next to you. So that's an impressive feat. Also, I direct film and television, and I did a music video with Lyra Starr. It's called Moonrise. And I know that Ryan does CGI, he does effects for video as well. And he animates cars, he builds cars digitally But this was adding effects to an already preconceived music video concept, which included like creating a moon and having that moon rise and fall, creating these artifacts that are like fireflies. And they added magic to this already very magical video. And it was so appropriate. Without the effects, the video would have been good, but it wouldn't have been magical. And so Ryan brought the magic.
Yeah, that was a challenge. That was a little bit outside the scope of, what we had worked on before, being that we were kind of playing with this more, I guess, ethereal kind of magical theme. And Lyra's, such a stunning and like just impressive performer with her contortion act and obviously her voice, that it was kind of just a challenge to kind of add a little flair to that, but to not kind of compete with what she's doing on her own. And also a challenge, like there was the TV as well, that we ended up superimposing the B-roll of her singing, and then kind of had this interplay of her, if I remember, like her concept was wanting to kind of, almost as if she was summoning or like pulling her, like another essence of a wolf and her, almost her spirit animal through the television, through her performance. So it was a really fun kind of expressive piece of creative to work with you on.
We had this retro television. It was like a 1965 television as a prop on our set. And I contacted Ryan. I was like, what can we do with this television? Can you make it look like there's static in it? Because the television didn't work. It's an old TV. It was just a prop. So, and he's like, oh yeah, I can definitely make it work. So we had the contortionist on top of the television, Lyra Starr, doing her amazing contortion work. And the camera was traveling, and Ryan was able to generate this static look that faded in and out of a wolf's face, that faded in and out of Lyra singing the song, all while she's on top of it actually doing contortion in real time. It was the most amazing and impressive thing. I'm very proud of it to have that work in a music video that I directed.
Yeah, it was super fun, just because it was, it's different when you're shooting like that versus photographing, because you have to almost imagine what it's going to look like. The performer, the talent, the director, yourself, you obviously don't see it in camera or in plate when you're filming it. So we had to strategize that ahead of time. And then, I don't know, that's kind of the magic of VFX, or any of this art really, but you don't really know until everyone puts their piece of the art or the creative together, like how it's all going to kind of mesh. So at the end of that one, I mean, I'm definitely proud of it myself, and it kind of just turned me on to a different sort of creative, because most of what I do is more advertising based, and then in the automotive world, more shooting cars and pinup models, and which I love, and that's its own dynamic set of challenges. But Lyra's project was unique, and like I'm really glad that I was able to contribute with you.
One of the things I love about working with you, Ryan, is on the classic car and pinup styling photo shoots, is how bold the choices you make in coloring. And it's almost as if you know what you're going to do while you're shooting it. I'm sure you make those choices after you see the photos, but you have an inkling while you're shooting. And as a photographer, you make bold choices with the coloring. And I really like that, because it adds this new element to the look of the shoot after we were there. Some photographers just stay with what was on in the lens, and you add something to it afterwards. And it's really defined your style, and I love it.
I mean, that's kind of been, to go back to the the pinup pole show stuff, which is how it is how I met you and a ton of cool car people in the SoCal scene. You allowed that freedom. You were just kind of like, yeah, if you want to show up, and we do, and plus you offer that for free. We can go to your the car show outside before your burlesque performance. And I don't know of anybody, or at least that I've come across, that kind of, what would be the right, ambassador doesn't feel like the right word, but you're there kind of like watering the soil of automotive culture. Like you're letting people just show up and be and shoot. And, there were other photographers that would always show up, and you have this like beautiful mix of professionals and then amateur and kind of professional adjacent photographers, which because I've always done that kind of photography with you more out of like raw passion. And it's, I don't know, those are still probably my favorite projects because the pinup models, I actually I'm usually working with different kind of lighting modifiers or like new techniques I've heard of that I want to throw in, but it's very much like an impromptu thing because at all of these shows there's other people, there's all these moving parts. I'm a very like, I like to plan everything in advance and have control, but like you don't, like you kind of have to just be in the moment. And and then you usually had like really cool clothing sponsors. I think like Steady Clothing, I think was their name, or one of them. I might be getting that a little wrong, but there was always this like I had to just show up and I don't know what color clothes or patterns or anything the models are going to wear, and I don't know what cars are going to be there, and to kind of like in real time try to wrangle them. And honestly, you all know how to pose so well. You're badass crew of pinup models, frankly. Like there's no real posing I ever had to do for you or direction. I just kind of let you take the reins and I just kind of try to find a nice angle, and it's, I don't know, it's just like a dance. It was like an artistic dance. So those are like things I cherish. Like I look back at all those projects and they all kind of help me grow, like as a designer, or as a designer, but just as a visual creative, and get out of my comfort zone, like get out of my box a little bit too. So I guess I'm just feeling a lot of gratitude, like for you, and just the fact that you put that out there for people just to show up and take photos, and not have it be a purely transactional thing. So yeah, we kind of already covered this, but what were some of the resulting impacts for, I guess, both of your businesses? Because one was you were getting to direct and on Moonrise, but also with Pinup Pole Show, and what were some of the impacts of the work we did together?
Some of the impacts of the work we did together was clearly we got the centerfold in Downbeat Drag magazine, which is super honor. It's a beautiful magazine. The issue also featured multiple photos, not just that centerfold photo, but multiple photos from that shoot. And we had a feature article in it as well. So that's a big deal. Super amazing. Big impact for my company, Pinup Pole Show. Moonrise music video. The music video was so beautiful. It was screened all over Southern California. It was entered in film festivals as an artistic work. It's not many music videos that you see that can be entered as artistic work in film festivals. We had lots of press and reviews, and I was lauded as being a magical director because of the team that we assembled and the talent from everyone, including Ryan, including you, Ryan.
Yeah, it was so fun. I hope we got to find more stuff like that to work on together.
Yeah.
Well, for anyone who might be on the fence about just having like a quick call with me and seeing if there's a potential fit or a need for them to bolster their creative, what would you say to them?
I would say give a call to Ryan Enos as quickly as possible. He is easy to work with. He's a real down to earth human being who understands if you have an idea but you don't know much about the film industry or photography or marketing or design, social media, Ryan is going to be able to understand how you speak. He's going to understand what you're looking for and kind of make suggestions that get you to the ultimate vision that you want for your project, whatever it is: social media, marketing, magazine photo shoots, music videos, you name it. He's going to understand your speak. So call Ryan.
Well, Tonya, I appreciate your kind words and taking some time out of your busy schedule today to speak with me. So thank you. Where can people find out more about you?
People can find out more about me at many websites, but one is tonyak.com. That is my on-camera acting, hosting, and film directing website. So that's TONYAKAY.com. And my dance and artistic direction website is themostdangerouswomaninhollywood.com. And finally, I directed a film recently, and I would love it if you would also check out that film. It's burlesque based, it's vaudeville based, it is mentorship and honoring our female elders based, and it's called High Heels. And you can go to highheelsmovie.com to find out more about that.
Terrific. Well, I think that's going to do it for this one. Don't hesitate to reach out and book a call with me for a free brand audit to see if Ryan Enos Creative can elevate your brand.